This is the podcast by the Straits Times.
Hello and welcome to Pop Vultures, a pop culture podcast by the Straits Times. My name is Jen Lee and with me is...
Yo, Sam Joe, yo, what's up, everybody?
So what are we talking about today, Sam Joe?
Today we're talking about someone, or should I say something very, very special.
I think if you're watching a video, we also have a video aside from a podcast. You can see us dressed up as...
Guess, can you guess? This is someone who is a pop culture tour de force, okay? Pop culture phenomenon. The most famous celebrity without a mouth, it's Hello Kitty.
If you're watching the video, we are actually... in full-on Hello Kitty gear. This is very last minute by Sam Joe, who loves dressing up. Yes, so if you're listening to the podcast, do check out our YouTube video as well.
All right, and see how ridiculous we look. So why are we talking about this? Because, there's been a Hello Kitty craze over the years, right? Like, ever since Hello Kitty broke out into the scene. But recently in Singapore, something happened that kind of gave us a bit of the jitters because we were hoping that there wouldn't be a repeat of history. You want to tell us what all that's about?
So there's a McDonald's launched a limited edition Hello Kitty carrier. So I think you can put a drink and like French fries.
I have it here actually. So it's something like that. It's like a little lunchbox situation.
Yeah, so you can carry it around. It's a little bit of carrier, It launched on November 14th, if I'm not wrong. So apparently we are the first country to get it. And the queue started at like midnight before it launched at 7 a.m. And this is a bit scary because we'll get into it later. Singapore has a bit of a history with Hello Kitty McDonald's merchandise.
Yeah, and driving people crazy, essentially.
So today we're really just going to go through like a brief history of Hello Kitty. How did it all start? What exactly is she? Because, spoiler alert, she's not a cat. Yes. And all the crazes through the years and how popular Hello Kitty is, the influence and the legacy of this cartoon character and all this. Sam Joe is going to quiz me on some facts about Hello Kitty later on as well.
Yeah, and I see how well Jen knows her queen of kawaii, Hello Kitty.
Yes.
All right, so are you ready? Are we ready, Kitty?
Yes.
Okay, my fellow kitty.
Okay.
We look so ridiculous, by the way. Please watch our video. It's on YouTube.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, a brief history of Hello Kitty. Maybe we start with that. This has to take us back all the way to, 1974? Okay, so Sanrio, which is a Japanese company, they do everything from like stationery to school supplies.
And they have more than Hello Kitty, My Melody, Little Twin Stars. Those are all from Sanrio.
Other cartoon characters,
Yeah, other cartoon characters.
Yeah, so very, very famous, iconic characters. You've probably seen like merchandise all around, toys and everything. Not just in Japan, but around the world. Okay, so Hello Kitty actually was introduced because like the founder of the company, what's his name, Shintaro Tsuji. All right, he found out that when he added kawaii, or that's the Japanese word for cute, right?
Yeah,
cutie,
adorable,
cutesy, adorable. When you added kawaii designs to the rubber sandals that he was selling at the time, okay, he realized that, oh my god, sales just went up like exponentially. So that's why he started hiring cartoonists like Yuko Shimizu. I'm trying not to screw up their names here. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, Yuko Shimizu.
Okay, Jen is fluent in Japanese, by the way. She studied at Waseda.
I'm not fluent.
And she's single and available. Okay, but anyway, he hired cartoonists like Yuko Shimizu, okay, to come up with these kawaii characters. And she came up with
Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty.
Yes.
All right. So she was the one who conceptualized Hello Kitty, and Hello Kitty actually made her debut in 1974 on a coin purse. Okay, and then the rest, as they say, is history.
In the years since, she has become immensely popular, right? Like, if you Google Mickey Mouse, you get 280 million hits. Shawn Mendes, who, by the way, is like totally a hit score with Camila Cabello right now. 231 million. Britney
Calm
Spears,
yourself, Jen. Calm yourself. I know you
I'm just saying they're like hot together,
Okay,
It's
we
a
can do
hot
another podcast
relationship.
on that. Let's do another podcast on that. But back to Hello Kitty.
Then Britney Spears, you get like 126 million. Hello Kitty has 292 million hits, which means there's more than Mickey Mouse.
It's more than Mickey Mouse.
Hello Kitty has won Disney. It's like Disney is the largest media conglomerate in the world. So it really like generates a lot of annual income for Sanrio. How much is it? I think.
The figure that I got from Time was an estimated $8 billion annually. It's essentially the second highest grossing franchise ever of all time, second only to another Japanese creation, Pokemon.
Well, the Japanese people are very good at creating franchises, I have to say.
They are, and
Yes.
this has a lot to do with how they sell,
How they sell
Japanese
things.
pop
They're
culture.
One of the best marketers in the world, I believe.
Mm.
So I think there's also like fans of Hello Kitty who are very unexpected, right?
Yeah. So
So-
to just show how popular Hello Kitty is, because they were created, like I said, it's
Sort of like created for young girls, I guess. That's
exactly.
the idea. Yeah.
Young girls who you expect would be into the whole kawaii culture and aesthetic, right? But do you know who her biggest fan is? Like,
No.
okay, so he's actually a retired Japanese policeman, okay, with over 5,000 items of Hello Kitty memorabilia
In his house.
in his possession. Yeah, and his wife actually gave an interview also, like, to reporters, and she's like, yeah, Hello Kitty's his first love. And she was like very resigned to it, and she says this in Japanese, and
That's
she just shrugs.
hilarious.
It's really, really funny. You need to go and watch the video. So this just shows the extent of like
Mhm.
Hello Kitty's reach. Like, it's not just the tween teenage girls that that Hello Kitty
It's
appeals
just
to.
not just kids lah. It's not just people who like this sort of kawaii things that you would expect to like this sort of kawaii things. And the thing is, it's not just overseas. Like in Singapore, as we referenced just now, we have a history with McDonald's Hello Kitty products. Some people may be a bit too young to remember this. I was like almost in primary school, I think, when it happened. So in 2000, that's the year of the millennium, there was a big kerfuffle because McDonald's released like limited edition Hello Kitty sets. They were like a millennium sets, and then it was wedding sets. So it was Hello Kitty with her boyfriend Dear Daniel, who looks exactly like her. So it's a bit creepy.
Right.
So it's Hello Kitty with her boyfriend Dear Daniel, and they are in like traditional wedding outfits. So I remember the Chinese one. I remember having the Chinese one. I remember having the Angmo one, the one where
what,
like,
Western-
the Western, the white bridal gown and then the
traditional black suit and
tuxedo
tux,
suit.
right?
Yeah. So I remember those, but apparently there were more.
Mm.
So and it's so crazy. I think Sandro, you will also remember because
Yeah.
there was like an actual accident that
Right.
happened.
Yeah, some even called it. Some people actually refer to that to this whole string of incidents, right, as the McDonald's like Hello Kitty riots.
Yes, because it was full on riots.
It was. Some people were arrested for rioting.
Yes.
Okay, people got into fist fights. Okay.
A doctor and a lorry driver. It was crazy.
In retrospect, it's very funny, but honestly, back then it brought out like Singaporeans were like, oh my god, it just brought out the ugliest side of us.
Yes.
Because yes, we like queuing, we're very kiasu.
And
But-
it was the millennium, so everybody was like, oh my god, year 2000. There's
Yeah.
only once in 1,000 years you have to get something for it.
Right, and it was the like January 1st, right?
Yeah, it was
Like,
January 1st. It was released January 1st. And then like every week they release a new set.
Right, okay. And then I think the most like crazy incident was when something like some people got injured and sent to hospital.
Yes, because there was, and I remember this news. I remember seeing it on the news and I was 6. So you can imagine like why I remembered it, because it was so insane. There was this image, I think it was on Channel 8 or something, of like a glass door smashing through because so many people were pushing on it, trying to queue and get the Hello Kitty set. So that the glass door couldn't stand the weight of all those people pushing against it, and it smashed.
Oh my god.
So people had to go to hospital because they were
Yeah.
injured.
Yeah.
And then there were like videos of people who were like, they would buy the Hello Kitty, right? Because I think you had to buy like, I don't know, extra value meal or something, happy meal or something like that.
It came with an extra value meal.
Yeah, extra value meal. Then you can get one. So, but you can only buy like 4 or something like that. It was very confusing. So there were people who would buy the meal, right, and then throw the meal in front of the cashier.
Oh my god.
Just throw it
So
away.
just
Say, "I
wasted
don't
the
want
food
it."
like
Yeah,
that.
then just grab the toy and zao. It was insane. It was crazy. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
so ugly.
Because at that point in time, like what extra value meal was like $4.50, right?
Or something
At
like
least
that lah,
according to our
yeah.
research, okay, it was $4.50, and then it ended up, so it was very cheap lah. It's like, okay, $4.50 for like 2 cute like collectible dolls. Why not? And then like it ended up being sold on the black market for like what, close to $1,000, like
The
$980.
full set, right? The full,
Yeah.
is it 6? I think they released 6.
I can't remember.
Toys, 6
I can't
sets.
remember. Yeah.
So the full 6 sets, I think, sold for about $1,000.
I still see it in some of my relatives' homes when you go over for Chinese New Year. Then it's like sitting in a dusty corner.
Yeah, and it's like dusty.
Yeah.
Like it's not good looking now.
But wow, it had its glory day back in 2000. Okay, so 19 years ago,
19 years ago, when you had the full set, it was a thing to boast about.
it was a
so-
thing to boast about. I'm sure it's worth a
Yes.
lot more now, but hey. Alright, at this point in the podcast, if you're enjoying what you're listening to, you want more of us, you want to show us some love, please head on over to all of our Straits Times podcast channels. It's on our
Yes.
website, it's on Spotify.
Yes,
follow
Spotify
us.
as #PopVultures. Please do follow our channel and rate and review, as well as
Tell all your friends about us. Oh yeah,
yes.
we're also on Apple Podcasts,
Google Podcasts.
Google Podcasts. We're on YouTube, like we said
Yes,
earlier.
we're on YouTube, so you can go and find us in our Hello Kitty garb.
Yeah, you can
Yes.
also not just listen to us, but watch us. Tell all your friends about us.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
And
Okay.
Sandro really is in a ridiculous red ribbon, so please, please watch our YouTube video.
Yes, please don't let our efforts go to waste. Okay, like the extra value meals that were thrown away when people bought the Hello Kitty dolls.
Yes.
Okay, so back to Hello Kitty. So we're talking about the Hello Kitty craze. So we heard about the craziness that went down in year 2000 in Singapore. Okay, and of course, like everyone around the world is like a lot of people are obsessed about Hello Kitty. It rakes in billions every year. Why is Hello Kitty so popular? What is it about a cat, a cartoon character?
Mouthless, some more.
Mouthless,
Yes.
feline character. Why is she so popular?
I think there are like theories. Sanrio actually has a theory which I don't necessarily agree with, because I don't think you can predict what becomes popular and what doesn't. So I think they were also a bit caught by surprise, right, by how popular Hello Kitty became.
Yeah.
So I think the Sanrio PR said that Hello Kitty doesn't judge, because she lets you feel how you feel without forcing you to question why. In part because she has no mouth lah, like basically she has no expression, right? Like there's no expression. So if she's sad, then okay lah, and then she's sad lah. If she's happy, she's angry, you cannot tell. So you can project whatever you want onto it. And then one of the designers of Hello Kitty, I think, also said like they feel that women feel that Hello Kitty listens to them. She makes you feel understood.
What do you personally think?
As in, I personally cannot invest that much emotions into a cartoon character, like without a story. Like, I mean, she has a story, but like I just I'm not sure what the narrative is here. Like, I cannot get fully into it. I think she's cute.
She's very, very cute. She's kawaii, but she's not necessarily something that I can't live without, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like I was more into Pokemon growing up.
My personal theory is that it's just marketing. Like, it's just really well done marketing. And I think Japan very early on realized the soft power aspect of their culture, because a lot of people like Japanese anime, Japanese comics, Japanese food, so I think they very early on figured out that this is something that they can export. And I think they threw their weight behind it and were like, yeah, sure, go ahead, And Sanrio also is very keen to collaborate with different companies and different McDonald's. They had to have Sanrio's approval to do that and to do the toys. Singapore Airlines has a series of Hello Kitty dolls in the 4 Singapore girl colours, like the blue, the green, the red, the purple. Is it purple? Yeah.
Purple, yeah.
So this idea of like marketing is my personal theory on why it's so popular lah.
Right, okay. And I also think that, the fact that Hello Kitty stems from the kawaii aesthetic and culture. Like, a lot of people, I mean, of course, they, cultural commentators, sociologists, everything, they theorize that, it's because Hello Kitty is so kawaii, she kind of like helps you forget your problems in this, like, this troubled
Crazy,
modern world that we
sad
live in. Yeah. Especially if you're in an urban setting like Japan, like, you get it's very stressful sometimes at work. All you want is a little cat that you can touch and stroke.
Also, she's not a cat. She's not a cat.
She's not okay, but you know what I'm trying to say. We'll get to that. So we know that Hello Kitty is like, super popular around the world, super kawaii. A lot of people love her, but they're also the haters, right? When you have something that people just adore, you also have the haters.
Actual criticism, constructive criticism.
Right,
yeah.
constructive criticism, but basically people that just don't get Hello Kitty. And one of the most common criticisms is the fact that Hello Kitty has no mouth. A lot of people are harping on the fact that she has no mouth. Some people just think it's ridiculous as an aesthetic, or / it doesn't make sense. It's like, how else is she going to eat, right? And a lot of it comes from like feminist thinkers, I guess. They're saying like, what kind of role model is she setting for young girls around the world when, she's supposed to be this feminine thing, like, with a little bow on her head and everything, but she has no mouth. Does it mean that women should be silenced? Like, women should be seen, not heard? So what do you think of that as a woman?
I'm very much a feminist, but I think they're stretching a bit far, because I can totally see a situation where this was just a corporate thing. They wanted to create something cute, just a cute image, and then she drew something. Yuko Shimizu drew something. Hey, this looks cute. This looks good. And she put it onto a coin purse. And then it just took off. Like, I don't feel that there was a malicious intention of her being like, women should be silent
Right.
as she drew the thing, you know. I'm sure it was just something that she drew. Hey, the aesthetic took off, and then they're just going with it. So
Yeah.
I think it's stretching a bit far for me. The criticism that I have, and that I think has been reflected, is the idea of false scarcity, right? Because scarcity is completely manufactured when it comes to corporations. Sanrio is a corporation. They can make more of something if they wanted to. They're not making more of it because they want to jack up the price, because they want to make you feel like it's rare, because they want you to feel like, oh my God, if I don't buy it now, I will never be able to buy it again. And then the price goes up, right?
Yeah. Basically
So-
appealing to the Gasuism in you, which is
appealing
what
to the
happened in
Gasuism,
Singapore.
appealing to the FOMO. So
Right.
I think with like McDonald's, when they say they're not going to release any more of the carriers, blah blah, that's also partially manufactured scarcity lah. Like McDonald's, Sanrio, these are all places that can mass produce, and clearly this carrier is mass produced, so they can mass produce it if they want to. They just don't want to, because they want you to feel. They want it to be sold out. They want people to feel like, oh my God, there's only how many of this, I have to buy it. And this is something that I see across a lot of corporations. Like, for example, Disney, when they release, limited edition dolls, when they have movies that go into the vault. There's a Disney vault. So, like, they put it into the vault, and then you can only see it when it comes out of it. So, it's the whole idea of, like, scarcity when it's not real. It's not real scarcity. They just don't want to give it to you because they want you to,
They want
yearn
you to-
for it. They want the
hanker
thirst.
for it, right?
Yeah, they want the thirst.
Okay.
And Japanese people in particular are very good at this sort of things. If you go to Japan, everywhere you go, there's limited edition of something. Limited Kyoto, limited to Kyoto Station, limited to Osaka. Seasonal stuff, limited in the winter to Osaka, that kind of thing. When you buy into this narrative, when you buy things like that, you have to ask yourself, what are you really buying for? You know?
But that's why I think Hello Kitty has become such a symbol, not just for like being kawaii and all that, but she really is the face of consumer culture. If you ask
Yes,
me,
exactly.
she's
The good and bad.
she's that character that will make you put down money. She's that sort that keeps you coming back for more. And I think that if anything, it's like very great marketing on Sanrio's part. And it's, the fact that she's just everywhere. There's this. By
There's
the way,
a TV series of her, and she has other characters related to her.
right, she has a whole ecosystem that's
Yes,
been
there's a clan.
created around her, a whole clan. And you guys should also check out this website. It's called kittyhell.com. Okay, I really like it because it's basically a Hello Kitty website dedicated to Hello Kitty. But so you think that it's a fan site. Actually, it's not. It actually points out the most ridiculous places in which Hello Kitty appears. And I tell you, it's crazy, okay? So not only do you have like Hello Kitty tattoos, you have Hello Kitty fireworks. So fireworks that
Appear in the shape
explode
of Hello Kitty.
and then come out
Wow,
and appear in the shape of Hello Kitty, yes.
that's some technical achievement right there.
It's amazing design. And you also have Hello Kitty on someone's tombstone. Right.
Oh, no.
That's crazy, right? Would you have Hello Kitty on your tombstone?
No.
Right. So
I don't think that would age well.
So I think regardless of whether we agree with the marketing tactic, whether we want to buy into it or not, the fact is,
It appears
It's-
everywhere.
it's
Yeah.
been everywhere.
And it
like,
has an insane legacy. It really does.
Exactly.
Like celebrities, right? They make songs for her. Like I think Avril Lavigne has she has a song, right?
Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
Minasaiko arigato. Kawaii.
I'm not very
Come, kitty,
comfortable with
kitty,
that.
I'm so pretty. Come, kitty.
Katy
stay
Perry has a
with
Hello
me.
Kitty tattoo on the middle finger, apparently. And
You
then
just want me to stop singing, right?
yes. And then
Okay, but
Lady
please listen to
Gaga.
that song.
Lady Gaga did a fashion shoot.
She did a whole fashion shoot, I guess in collaboration with a couple of photographers who were filming their reality TV show. But she also used it for the cover of a special edition of her album, The Fame. Okay, so she basically had Hello Kitty inspired fashion. And she had this, you can go Google like Lady Gaga Hello Kitty. So these are very big names, like, at the top of their game in showbiz,
Who are
associating
utilizing
themselves.
it, lah, basically.
Riding on Hello Kitty's already existing fame.
And it's not just celebrities, right? So she has Hello Kitty bullet trains, Hello Kitty airplanes, Hello Kitty themed cafes, theme parks, fashion, everything. She has her own animated series, all the things across all sectors. We see her.
Yeah, and sometimes like you see her in the most unexpected places. Like how about Frank Ocean, rapper Frank Ocean? Okay, so
okay.
he's actually incorporated Hello Kitty into some of his like lyric videos. He's also performed live with like Hello Kitty as a those when you go for karaoke. and you see the little dot bopping on top of the bouncing on top of the lyrics to
Yep,
tell you
yep,
which syllable to sing on.
Uh-huh.
So he replaced that with a Hello Kitty head, like a bobbing Hello
that's kinda
Kitty head.
cute.
Yeah, one of his songs is Nikes, right? And it actually talks a little bit about, consumer culture. So maybe it's a commentary on that.
Perhaps. I
Yeah.
think she's a good icon for consumer culture as well.
So some people like interpret her like, and kind of like co-opt her. And a very famous example also would be the Riot Girl feminist movement in the early 90s. So you had like, feminist punk bands like Bikini Kill and everything. So they actually deliberately wore like Hello Kitty accessories, and like they actually tied their hair up in pigtails to kind of like infantilize themselves, to make themselves like to kind of like reclaim girlishness. This idea of girlishness as like being seen as weak by society. They're like taking it back and saying like, no, we have the power. So what if we want to be kawaii? We can be kawaii and strong at the same time.
So at the end of our podcast, Sam Jo wants to quiz me about some Hello Kitty facts.
Yes, because I feel like since we are all about Hello Kitty today, there's some interesting things about, she's such a ubiquitous character. We think we know her, but actually, do we really?
Okay, well, why don't you go ahead?
Yes.
Hit me.
All right, so now shocking facts about Hello Kitty that you probably didn't know. All right, so just now we mentioned that Hello Kitty is not a cat. What is Hello Kitty?
Okay, this one I know. She's a British girl. Read a story about it.
Correct. Okay, 2014, go look it up. All right, Hello Kitty is not Japanese. Where exactly was she born, so to speak?
London?
Half right. Okay, so the creators of, obviously she was created in Japan lah, but like her character was apparently born in the suburbs of London, which explains why she's a British schoolgirl.
Okay.
So now you know, the more you know.
Yes.
All right, when is Hello Kitty's birthday? Can you give me an exact birthday?
No. But I think if she was created in 1974, she must be 45 now.
Yeah, she's 45 years old. She's older than, you and me. And most of our listeners, I think.
So I don't know what her birthday is. She got
Her birthday, actually this is a birthday month. Oh my god, it's Hello Kitty month. Her birthday is on All Saints Day, 1st of November.
Oh, I did not know that. I did not know that she has a birthday.
So she's actually a Scorpio, a very unlikely Scorpio, but that's only if you believe in horoscopes. Okay, how tall is Hello Kitty?
156.
Is that your height?
6 cm. No,
Stop projecting.
No.
Oh,
I'm shorter than that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay, but anyway, you'll be glad to know that Hello Kitty is shorter than you. She is as tall as 5 apples. That's what her creator said.
But there are so many different sizes of apples. Okay, never mind.
Let's assume it's a Japanese Fuji apple. Okay. All right. Moving on. Name as many Hello Kitty universe members that you can name.
Daniel?
Dear Daniel, yes, her boyfriend. Yep.
Is it Mimi? She has a sister, right?
She has a twin sister called Mimi.
Charmy, her pet cat.
Her pet, yeah, it's very meta. Like it's a cat-looking like character who has a pet cat.
Charmy, yes.
Okay, and then so on and so forth. So she has a lot of family members. Okay, what is Hello Kitty's original name? So now she's called Hello Kitty?
Oh, Rebecca something.
What?
Is it?
Wait, I never heard that before.
I don't know.
Who is Rebecca something?
I don't know. I think Friday came into my mind. So I just...
It's not even that time of the week yet. Okay, but wow, Jen, she just went there. Okay, but apparently her Hello Kitty's original name is Kitty White.
Oh, yes.
Kitty White.
Kitty
How do you say
White.
white in Japanese?
White-o.
You had a mind fart over there, Jen.
Yes.
Okay.
I had a bit of
I think Hello Kitty is just messing with your mind. It's just like you probably...
I need to get out of this whiskers.
You need to get out the whiskers. The red ball on your head is making you a little tipsy,
Yes.
maybe.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks so much for listening. Send us all your feedback, okay? If you just want to tell us what you think about this episode, what you think about Hello Kitty, what you want to hear about next, email us at podcast@sph.com.sg. You can also write to us personally. You can reach me at yosamjo@sph.com.sg. You can write to Jen as well.
Yep, jenly@sph.com.sg. You can also find me on my Instagram account, Jenly Writes.
Wow, you're Instagram official now. Look at you.
Yeah.
All right, so until then, she in the whiskers and the little red ribbon looking ridiculous there is Jen Lee.
And he in a larger ribbon looking even more ridiculous is Yosam Jo. And we were
Pop Vultures.
Thank you for listening.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
That was an SPH podcast by the Straits Times and the Business Times. Find us on Spotify, Apple or Google Podcasts or streaming on Google Home. Do feedback to us at podcast@sph.com.sg. You can also check out more podcasts on various topics at the Straits Times and the Business Times online.